everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So this morning I have been creating away. I have 3 or 4 projects ready to film. So I'm going to keep creating today. I'm going to film this one, and then tomorrow straight up filming. And then on Friday morning, I'm going to get them all ready. So over the holidays, you have at least a couple of new things. There might not be my 3 a week. And a lot of weeks I do 4 projects, but we're going to get there. So one of the reasons, or one of the things I will be focusing on is the new catalog that starts in January. So January 7th, you can order from it. And I have some things already up. So if you've missed them, go take a look at those. This one uses the new toadstools, and it has celebration paper and celebration ribbon on that. So celebration is coming up, and that means in January and February, for every $60 you spend, you will get to pick something out of the catalog. Then there is this card, which is the first project for my Try It class. So registration for this will end towards the end of December, depending on the numbers. I do have a cutoff number, and when it gets to that, because I'm not buying this class, if you go watch it, each card will do 10 together, and there's no stamping, so you need minimal supplies. But every card starts with paper, and there is a point that I hit that I have to buy another packet of all of the embellishments, and I already buy a ton. So I kind of have a sweet spot in there where I don't have to buy it again. But if you go watch this is the first project, and it also has the celebration ribbon. It has a celebration sequins, and I think this folder is part of celebration too. And then there is the paper and the dies. And then if you watch this video, I took an old project from a past Try It class. So it comes with the class guide. It's got measurements and instructions for all of the projects, but then, you know, I'm a video girl, so there is a video for each project. But on this one, I took an old Try It class project, and I just redid it. So on that one, you can see, I show you the video, or the PDF of the book and the old project, and then how you can do the same thing if you take the class and you keep those PDFs, then just swap them with new things. So a couple of words about the catalogs. I have sent all, but I have maybe a stack of 10 here. So if by the end of this week you don't have a tracking number and you thought I was going to send you a catalog, just let me know. The other thing is, on the news every day in Indianapolis, they opened a new, what's the word? It starts with a P, a new processing center this summer. And it's not going well. So there are traffic accidents. There are trucks lined up for miles. And a lot of the stuff's still sitting in trucks. So I took a look at the tracking after I heard the story again today. And I'm on like a local Chamber of Commerce page. Nobody's stuff's going out. It's just like gridlock. And part of it is people buying from Temu. Like when you buy a dining room set, it's $1.25. And you're like, this is too good to be true. Part of what Temu does is they try to crash the rest of our systems. So when 100 people buy things that don't cost what they should, let alone with postage from China, all that stuff floods in, and so it is gridlock at the Indianapolis. If you're on my email list, I'll send you a link to one of the articles. So I looked at the catalog tracking for the big bunch that I sent out, and it's been over a week, maybe a week and a half, and 1% of them have been delivered because Pirate Ship tells me. So they're coming, and I apologize. It doesn't make any difference if you send it priority mail because it's still stuck on the truck. But this stuff just went first class. So you're welcome to call the post office and check on your tracking. A couple of businesses have had luck with that and it being located, and I don't know if that truck gets moved to the front of the line. I do not have time to call, and a lot of times, you know, when you paid for first class mail, they're like, well, you paid for first class, and so that they kind of get off of that right away. So what I'm going to show you today is some new product. This new paper will be on one of the cards that we make in Try It class. It is from the Ocean Suite. It's not called Ocean Friends because the suites don't have the same name as the stamps. Friends of the Ocean. It may be that. This isn't a card from Try It class because we are going to use the stamps. Where did I put the dies? Somewhere there are the dies that I'm not using, but I don't. Maybe I put them back in here. It doesn't feel like there's anything, but maybe I've taken most of them out. So you can see I'm not using the little star kit, the starfish ornaments. I'm not using the crab or some of the seaweed, but we're going to use the rest of them. And then these are, so when you look at the fronts of stamp sets or even in the catalog now, and part of the reason that Stampin' Up! Has nothing is shown to size is because of companies like Temu that rip off our stuff. So if you buy from Amazon, you're just helping to fund the robbers. But when Stampin' Up! Doesn't give them the right size, then they're a little unsure of what they need to do to copy our stuff. So it takes them longer to make it, because they don't actually make this stuff until you order it. That's another fun fact. I must be in a mood today. The postage thing has kind of got me riled up a little bit. But I'm going to use this, and here's the paper. The paper will appear on one of the cards, and I'll just give you a quick, I love the colors. I love the fact that we have a C suite that is not like navy and red and basic beige, because that's often the color combinations that come with our C things. This makes me want to go to the beach. Kind of looks like when we went to Mexico last year. So you can see you can cut things out, or you can buy this stamp set, which if you do any scrapbooking, you'll want it. But this one right here, this is the size of the stamps, and then the dies will cut those out as well. And then I'm also going to use this new paper, which is, well, maybe it's not new paper. I think it's new paper. I don't even have the thing in here. I think this is new. I think it is, because I can't, yeah, it is new because it's a gradient paper. So you can see it goes from dark to light. When you get your catalog, you can look at it. I can't put the links up because there are no links yet until our catalogs go live. So January 7th, you'll be able to see it. So that's what we're going to start with. I need to stop talking fast. I'm talking fast because I want to get all these things filmed, and then we're going to the museum. Those of you that came to Indianapolis when Stampin' Up! Was here a couple years ago, and if you came to our event that we hosted at the Indiana History Museum, we're going tonight for their Festival of Trees. And I haven't showered yet because my cleaning girl came this morning. She caught the same thing that I had, and she's still a little bit sick. But my cleaning schedule is off, but I wanted to get my house cleaned before Christmas. So we went with the off schedule. And so I just let her come early, and I stayed in my pajamas. Don't you love when you have friends that are also, that do things for you? So I'm going to take, this is Coastal Cabana, but this is Summer Splash, and I have ink all over me from all the projects I've done today. So I'm going to take the Hello Friend and just stamp it on a piece of scrap paper here. And then I'll just trim that out with some snips. And then I have my paper here, and then I have a white piece that I'm going to do. And there are two little bubble stamps. I'm just going to use one. I'm just going to kind of add them random. Use this for scrap paper because I didn't pull any out. My scrap paper I was using is really dirty now, and I didn't think about getting some new out. So you just kind of want to turn them, and I don't want them to be everywhere because, you know, bubbles are kind of wherever. You can always use the inside where you know you're going to mount something as scrap paper, because nobody's going to see that. We're going to glue right over the top of it. Just going to fill these in. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. So let's move this. Let me get my bubbles to the side of. So this suite has a folder. It has embellishments. It does not have ribbon. But really, how much ribbon do you see under the sea, right? It's not like a lobster needs some ribbons, although he could probably hold it in his hands, because they're kind of up like that. So there's that. That's all of the stamping with the summer sky. You could use Coastal Cabana. And when I looked at the paper, I thought that was the color. And then I looked in the catalog and I'm like, well, it wasn't. So when you see your catalog, you will notice that there is a page that's dedicated to this stamp set that gives you Color Buddy colors. Mine is not one of the Color Buddies because, again, I saw the I mean, I knew the Color Buddy thing was in there, but I just used my own colors. But it will suggest to you, because this is a 2-step stamp set, what 2 colors go together well. So you can see there is a image of solid, and then one that you put the highlights over the top. So I went with Melon Mambo to do my bottom. I think in the catalog they have Bubble Bath, so their lobster would be a little bit lighter than mine. Mine is pretty red. It's not like true lobster color, but it's a little bit more than a pink lobster. So just stamp this on here. Make sure you get everywhere because it's kind of a large stamp. And I have stuff all over. And then here is when I took a die off the thing this morning. I pulled it and I cut myself. And it keeps reopening. And, you know, occupational hazard, I guess. And then let's do our berry burst over the top of this. And these line up so easily. It's easier when you put your head right over the top, which I'm not going to do, so we'll hope for the best this way. But if you just kind of get first the top of his claws and then down towards the bottom. And then just kind of line those legs up. And again, make sure you press everywhere. The nice thing about big stamps like this is they don't tend to rock, so you can press harder and it's not going to catch edges, but this has a die. So there we have this. My other one's better because my head was over the top, but this one's good. So if yours doesn't line up exactly right, you can match me. Then I have a couple of different dies and a folder. So here is the green paper, and I've already run this through. And it has this really fun piece of coral. And I just did it. That was just one run through. But because I'm trying to get a bunch of videos done, I've pre-done on several videos, so it'll go a little faster. So here's our sparkly, glittery coral. This will cut out my lobster. I may stamp it again on the other side. I put my head over the top that time. And then this is a really fun piece. I'm going to lay it on this. This is cut 3 3/4 by 5, so it's a little bit smaller than a full back. And I'm just going to lay this on here and run that through, and then I'll show you what it does. And then I'm going to take my background that I made, and I'm going to do it through the new folder. So let me do all of this. All right, so let's take a look at our pieces. Let's start with the one that I put through the folder. So we have some nice waves on it now, and that is going to go on our paper here. I'm going to put it on at a little bit of an angle. And this is also cut smaller than a standard size. It's not 4 by 5 1/4. It's probably almost 4, so it's a little bit smaller. And then here is what this die does. So you can see on this side, it has a fun little ridge. See the ridge? And you can do it either direction then. So I'm going to go this way because I want all those fun party colors for summer. And this would be fun for scrapbooking or for if you're having a welcome summer party, it would be perfect. So I'm going to put this on straight. This was crooked. And then I'm going to take this right here. And just add this. And make sure that I don't cover up all of my bubbles. Then let's grab our coral. And I'm going to use, you could use a sticky adhesive sheet on this when you run it through your die, except I wanted mine to have a little bit of movement. So I'm only going to add glue to the bottom third-ish of it. That way the top can still move around. Put this down here. And here's our lobster. And I took dimensionals and I just put them, there's my bad one. That's why God gave us 2 sides to paper, right? I'm gonna put them here again, so this has a little bit of movement. This would be fun to put on. You could wrap a present, great retirement present. I know sometimes showers and bachelorette parties and stuff are themed. This would be a fun theme, especially if you're into Friends and you know the whole You're My Lobster thing, which would be perfect for that. Then I just trim this out. It's a little bit crooked. Anytime you stamp like this and you just cut right up close to your letters, then it goes on there. And I'm also going to use dimensionals for it. So this card, simple, right? It didn't do hardly anything, but because of all the pieces and because of all the layers, it ends up looking like a card that might have taken a while, but we'll not let anybody know our secret that it was super fast. And this just here. And then the embellishments that go with this suite are the Sunny Day iridescent dots. Aren't those fun? They have like a little bit of gold foil under them. So I'm going to use one of each color. Trim off my thing there. So those of you that are my customers, when you get your catalog, you'll have the coupon, but because the catalogs are taking a long time and because you'd have to order before that, but it's my Christmas time of coupons. So if you spend $100 and I don't remember, if you spend the amount that it says, then you can pick a $30 stamp set, and it's the last week of the year. And your free stamp set can be from the new catalog, so you might want to have that in hand before you decide what you want it to be. It can also be from the current annual or the holiday. If you pick your free one from the holiday catalog, just make sure that it hasn't sold out. And it can also be any online exclusives. So the one final little touch, see all the glitter? I just took my Wink of Stella and just added some to the bubbles. And not to all of the bubbles, just some of them. Because, you know, bubbles kind of glisten as they go, maybe through the water. I've never been underwater and really looked at them. And then I just brushed a little bit, again, not everywhere, but just a little bit, so our lobster's nice and shiny. So here's this one. If you are interested in my Try It Club, a Try It class, sorry, all the information's on my website. If you're on my email, then you've been getting updates on that, but you can go to my website. This blog post will have a link at the top of it for you to get that information. So I am going to post this and then keep on creating so tomorrow I can film. Have a great one. Bye.